Hello everybody, it's Nigel Explorers again with another fan in my collection. This one here is a GE 3-speed. If I remember correctly, the model number on this one is an F-11-W22. These fans are really hard to come by too. I actually had found one a couple of months ago on eBay and I got outbidded. So with a stroke of luck, I got back on less than 48 hours later and I found this one, and it was in a hell of a lot better condition than the one I initially was trying to get. And the guy that sold me the fan was actually a really cool dude. He's also a vintage fan collector. So anyhow, yeah, the dude was pretty cool. So I lucked out and I got another beauty. I know some other dudes on here have this fan on their YouTube channel, and as far as this emblem and stuff goes here in the middle, I have found out through my experience and stuff that you can actually take those clips off. You can take the emblem off and you can move it anywhere you want to. So it doesn't necessarily have to be in the middle. It could be over here, it could be in the side over here, it could be in any of the corners. So when I see other video clips of this particular fan, I see those in multiple areas, and it's not necessarily that the fan's a different model number or it came out earlier or later in years. It's the simple fact that I think the owners have taken those and moved them to where they wanted to place them on the grill. Because all they are is aluminum. You can easily lift off the aluminum in the back, bend it forward, and then you can take it off of there and you can put it anywhere you want to. So generally, if you see another video with this particular fan, it's probably going to be the same model number. Somebody just took this off and moved it, simply. So, but generally, it's supposed to be here in the middle where mine's at. So, and on a lot of my fans that you will see that emblem or the name tag for that particular fan is placed in the middle. So, or it's in the rear, behind the motor. So anyhow, this fan was in the early 60s. I believe this one came out in 1962. Again, I was not born. This is a very durable fan. It weighs probably about 27, 28, maybe 30 pounds. The blades are plastic. There are 5 of them, obviously, as we can count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's got a very strong motor from GE, obviously. It's not as strong as the one that I do have upstairs, which I will do in a video at some point. That one's like 50 pounds. I think I kind of mentioned that on an earlier video of mine that I have. But anyways, this was in really good condition. I did my general maintenance cleanup on it, and didn't need to oil it. It also has the handle on it. Now some owners that have this fan, this handle is actually black. I've also seen these in a tan color, and I've also seen them in an avocado green color. I happen to like this one better. It's a clear white, so it kind of blends in better with the fan. So I kind of lucked out on getting this particular color, and whatnot. And the speed setting knob is over here on the left side of the fan, which is really cool too, because it offsets from typical box fans that you see where the knob is obviously placed on the top, either on the left or the right. So that makes it unique. And the other thing that I like about this fan is, if you guys watch my videos and stuff, I always like to start my fans out on low. That's just a preference, so everybody can watch it speed up. So this one actually is set to do just that. Most fans are typically set to do the opposite. It's high, low, or I'm sorry, it's high, medium, and low. This one is actually set to go the opposite, which is low, medium, high, which is the preference of how I usually typically start my fans out. So I think that's pretty cool as well. So, and obviously it does have the metal grills in the front and in the back. And this fan is actually one of my favorites, just for the simple fact that it's just like really cool looking. It's got the weight behind it. Excuse me, it's got the weight behind it, but it's not overbearingly heavy to carry. So it's kind of in the middle. And the other thing that's cool about it, when I start it up here in a second, is it's quiet. I've noticed that a few other vintage fan collectors have this particular fan, and they seem to be really loud. It could be just the room that they're videoing the fan in, and it's echoing off the walls or whatnot, or they're not placing any sort of a padding underneath it to consume some of the noise. But I haven't. It's not loud to me. It might be loud to some other people, but I just had it running last night for 12 hours, and it just absolutely was quiet to me. So, especially on low, because you can't really even hear it on low at all. And I actually just got this fan yesterday. I was waiting for about a month and a half to get it, so I just barely got it last night, and I'm posting it on my channel here this morning. So anyhow, let's go ahead and start the puppy out on low. Now see, I think, again, that's just cool. Like, you can see the propellers on there, and you can just see kind of how it's just blotting when it's rotating. And I think the sun coming in from my patio door from the left there kind of amplifies that a little, which is pretty cool. So when I do my fans, I kind of like try to change stuff up so it doesn't get old and stale, and gives it kind of like a better showing, I guess. Let me know if I'm being stupid, or if it's actually cool. I think it's cool changing stuff up. And let's go to medium. Now see, that's a really smooth and quiet sound to me. I mean, I don't hear any, there's no rattling, there's no shaking in the fan, there's none of that BS going on. I did watch somebody's video with this fan like 2 months ago, and that thing was just rocking and rattling, and I mean, I've never heard a fan in my whole life make as much noise as that thing did. So I think that dude probably needs to oil the bearings. He probably needs to take the motor apart and actually see what the hell's going on in there instead of running it daily. But that fan was just like getting ready to get up and do a Michael Jackson moonwalk dance, I swear to God. It was like weird. Now let's go to high. And let's do a walk around, as I typically do. And let's do a spin down. Now I know a few other dudes that do their fan collections and stuff here on YouTube. They do it like with under 2-3 minutes type stuff. I don't do that just for the simple fact that they're, you know, I'm a detailed oriented person, and I know when I sit down on YouTube or whatnot, I like to try to get as much information out of the video clip that I'm seeing. You can't really tell how a fan operates if you're looking to invest in one of them, especially if it's really old, and you can't do that within a 2-minute clip. So I'm not discouraging other viewers or whoever else is doing these types of videos. It's just my preference. I do mine a little longer and get more detailed, and that's part of how I decide if I want to make an investment in another fan, is if I find one online or on YouTube and I see how it operates, I see how it looks, etc. So that's why my video clips tend to be a little bit longer than a couple of other people that I've noticed. So anyhow, I'm going to start it on low again, and then I'm going to do a spin down from low. And like I said, with most of my fans, when I do get them, I do my maintenance on them, and then I will run them for about 12 hours. So I got this one yesterday morning, actually, and I did my maintenance on it yesterday afternoon, and I actually had it running all night last night. So it's been running for about close to 9 hours, and I shut it off about 3 hours ago and just now turning it on. So I mean, there's just absolutely, I mean, it's very smooth, it's very quiet, there's no rattling, there's none of that business. Okay, let's do an SD. And the other thing I've noticed too on some of these fans, some of the grills here in the front and on the back are actually, they actually go in. They go in upwards, and then on the bottom, these will go down and inward. Mine are not like that. Mine actually pop in inside. So in order to get the grill off, you got to actually pull it out of those socket holes. So I know some of the ones that I've seen that other vintage fan collectors have, there's actually have a little rubber tip on each end, and they actually pop in upwards and then downwards. Mine's not designed that way. I actually kind of like these a little better because they're in a little pin inside that hole inside the fan itself, and that's what keeps the grill from doing any sort of rattling. A lot of those rubber tips on that particular other fan or design that they made on these, those rubber tips will end up disappearing, and you can still put the metal part in there, but you're going to hear nothing but constant rattling when the fan's on. So I'm kind of glad I got this kind because I don't need rubber tips. It goes in there in that socket, and there's no rattling at all whatsoever. So I thought that was pretty cool as well. And it's the same thing obviously on the back. The other particular thing I like about this too is the wiring and stuff. They have it in the far upper left corner, so they have the cords and everything fairly away from the blades. I know on some fans they have the wiring like coming over this way. It's like really close to the blade. I've had to actually use some clips, and I've had to use wiring and stuff myself to get the wires up and out of the way, because that's the last thing you need is have a fan on full blast. Those cords get in there, and then your fan's now fucked up, and an electrical failure and a whole bunch of shit can go wrong with that. So I always watch out for that too when I get a new fan, to see how those cords and those wires are actually set back there. And especially if you got a fan that's been sitting in an attic or a basement or in a storage unit or something like that, and it hasn't been ran in years, those things tend to fall, and if you're not careful with that, then you're going to have problems. Anyhow, dudes, thanks for watching this video. I don't want to keep rambling anymore. I hope you enjoyed my GE 1962-63 model box fan, and it is a 20-inch, obviously. And subscribe to my channel, and look out for some more fans in the near future in my fan collection. You guys have a good day. Peace out.